Welcome to the sunny archipelago of Boom Beach. Today is the 16th of November. We're taking on Colonel Gearheart. Should be fairly simple. It is a similar base to what we're used to. Actually, it's exactly the same layout. As to what's been happening recently, this map layout's been very common recently. What I'm going to be doing today, though, is trying this out with warriors because I've never done it with warriors. I mean, I'll link a Zooka video with the same map down below in the description if anyone is interested. But I want to try something a little bit different today. So you really do need maxed warriors, so that kind of sucks for those of you that are a lot lower. You can usually do Colonel Gearheart with Zookas. I had level 12 Zookas back in the 1st of September, I think it was, when I managed to take on Colonel Gearheart long ago. But today I've got my Gunboat energy boosted, so that means I've got 105 to start off with. And I've got, let's say, the troop damage masterpiece as well as the Guardians boosted. Everything will be down below in the description, as it always is. Let's go ahead and scout this stage out first. It is, as you can see, this one where we've got the rocket launchers above the headquarters. We usually come in from the left. I've done this actually multiple ways, this stage or this war factory. You can go ahead and just take your Zookas in the first attack and just attack everything on the shore front. Or you can just go ahead and take them on straight with the headquarters and just shock everything around. Although this one, I find it quite difficult to do that in one attack. So what we're going to do is clear out the mines, the boom mines around the headquarters. We'll go ahead and flare onto this factory supply, then onto the flamethrower, and then onto the headquarters. We'll also drop some critters right above this laser beam and shock pretty much on this flamethrower, this shock launcher, and up above here as well on that rocket launcher and these two flamethrowers, and that should hopefully lead us to victory. So let's go start off with our first attack. This will be very close. I'm not going to get anywhere near actually defeating it, but I'll be very close. I need to get at least a third, of course. Right, so let's go ahead and shoot our barrage, and let's hope for the best. It really should work out though for us. Let's have a look. Indeed, it seems like it does, unless there's something that's hidden away behind that radar dish. Doesn't seem like it. So next what we do is we go ahead and flare, and then we smoke twice, and then we drop our guys right on the beach. Look where I flag. That's pretty important to note. Where I flag my guys. Then we go ahead and smoke up, and then flare onto the flamethrower. A couple of guys go a little bit astray, but we actually managed... Oh, there we go. We lost some guys there. I was going to say, we managed not to lose anyone there in the initial little firefight. So let's go with our critters, shoot them once it's about 3/4 of the way through the smoke. There we go. Now we go shock, shock. Better to shock much earlier than it is to shock later. Go ahead and throw as many heals down as I possibly can, just to hope for the best. I lose a lot of guys way too quickly, so I'm not quite sure if this is a good attack. I don't think we're about a third of the way in there, to be quite honest. We'll have to wait and see how we do a little bit later on in the next two attacks, but that wasn't all too good. What I'm going to do though is, of course, get our guys back. Best thing about using warriors for this stage is because you are going to lose pretty much all your troops when you attack. They're very quickly to reload, so that's always nice. Let's go check out the headquarters health and see what we've managed to do. So, why does this have not as much health? Oh, the barrage, right. So we've got 464,000 health, which that's not too bad. We managed to get rid of about, I'd say 170,000 health. So nowhere near enough. Hopefully our next couple of attacks will be a little bit better. Alrighty, so we're up to our third and final attack, and this is going to be super clutch. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to pull through. I'm so desperate, in fact, that I went ahead and boosted my troop health masterpiece right now. And I'm also going to go ahead and actually I've boosted my Gunboat energy guardian already. So let's go ahead and give this our best shot. I'm not too confident right now. Let's have a look at how much health we've got. The second attack is going to be pretty much the same. Well, it's actually a bit worse than this third attack. The secret to this attack, I think, is what I've been doing is I've been placing my critters, say, in between this laser beam and this factory supply point. If you place your critters right onto this laser beam, then you'll get all of the 7 laser beams right around here. So we should hopefully distract the laser beams with the critters enough, all of them up top here, to leave our warriors alone. We've got 245,000 health, so a little bit more than a third, but just under half the health. So we'll need a good attack to say the least. I'm going to give this a shot. We've got 113 gunboat energy now, which is more than a bit, but I am feeling good. So this time we don't need to barrage or anything around. So let's go give this a shot like around the headquarters. So let's go get started then, shall we? Now, pressure's definitely on. Hopefully we'll be doing a little bit better than like the clutch we did last week, where I think we lost all of our guys, I'm pretty sure. So let's go give this a shot. So go ahead and flare, and then we go smoke twice, drop all of our guys right on the beach. Alright, first thing, that was a little bit too far to the left. They will suffer some damage, but definitely not the end of the world. Then we go ahead and flare onto that flamethrower. Alrighty. We managed to get there pretty well. Alright, let's get onto the headquarters now. Smoke and flare. Alright, let's go get our critters ready. And we'll be dropping it pretty much right on the laser beam right about now. Get our shocks ready. 4 of them in total. Alright, throw a heal down. Alright, it seems like we've got more than a few guys attacking. Alright, we'll be good. Wow. Alright, that was super close. Got a fair amount of guys, but alright, so the most important thing, drop your critters on these 7 laser beams. Like on this top one, which is not perfectly in line with the rest of them. You should be alright. I mean, this is definitely a very, very tough stage to say the least with warriors. I mean, it's my first time. I was so used to using Zookas that I decided to try something a bit different. But as always, there'll be lots of information down below in the description. And you can always go back to a previous video with the same layout, which will also be linked. So, that's how I'd go about defeating Colonel Gearheart today on the 16th of November. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and we'll be back again tomorrow with Dr. Terror.